your host, Lashing, and Ballast, who's actually behind the camera this week. Welcome to Pillage Overload. There we go. Nice
Here
and
I
loud.
come.
Here
I come. Here I come. Here I come. Hi.
Oh, we're a little on the low side.
We shall adjust.
You should be able to see it from that end, I think. Ooh, we still look nice and clear and good. And clear and good and clear and good. Can you see?
We're moving. We're moving.
You feel
and
that?
We're better.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Hey, we see all the empty mugs that probably should be full at this point of view.
This is the only mug that counts right here.
In this adventure of everything.
So here I am. Hi. Welcome to Pillage Overload.
Welcome to Pillage Overload.
Let us know if the music's too loud. I'll turn it down. But as of right now, I don't care.
All right. Now I got to remember how to get to
here we are.
Now I got to remember how to get to the chat.
We got to name this guy. Did we ever give him a name? I don't think we ever gave him a name.
We got John Paul Jones. He's got a name.
We need to name this guy. Hey, if you guys come up with we'll get you guys. How about this? You guys come up with a name for this guy right here. This is my favorite pirate right here. It's my buddy and his cannon. This has a name. What did I say it was? Yeah.
Henrietta.
Yeah, that's Henrietta right here. She's a sweetheart. We love Henrietta.
All right. Hello, Christina. Christina's on tonight. Hi. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Holy
Hi.
shit. Long time
Hi, everybody.
no see. Damon. Hello, shipmate. Missed you guys. Good to see you. Yeah, we're still here.
Here we are.
And Deb done. Is Navi freaking out yet because she hears pirates?
Hi, guys. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard because I don't know what I'm doing on my phone.
If you guys didn't hear me, we got to come up with the name for this guy right here. My man.
Your man?
As of right now, his name is My Man.
Is that what it is? Your man?
My man. My man.
I'm disturbed by that.
Puffing on his pipe. He's even got a little drink for himself
Bob.
down there. How about that?
Bob.
The Bob.
The
Well,
Bob.
Larry's over in the corner, so Bob would be appropriate.
Pirates, remember to thumbs up. They're awesome. Show a close-up of the statue that needs a name.
Can we move the camera?
No, you walk up to the camera. There's an easier solution where you pick it up and you walk to it.
How about this? Okay.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Are we
Just
ready?
pick it up.
Just pick it up?
No, I meant pick the statue up and bring it closer.
All right, here he comes. Here, look at him. Look at him. Look close. It could be a Bob. Could be a Joe.
Oh, well done. Well done. Well shown. Well shown. Well shown.
There we go. Closer look.
Closer, dear say. Closer, and I still can't
put
remember.
Him down so I don't.
Did you break something?
No, he's good.
Don't break it.
I didn't break it.
I don't even know how the hell I got to the content last time.
All right, I'm back.
I'm so confused on how any of this works.
Oh, whoa, about to fall on my chair.
I'm trying to tell dear and everyone you're live. Be right back. All right.
Bring them on. We need people to talk to, man.
Well, we got some good stuff tonight. I'm actually kind of stoked about being back tonight.
Yeah, we actually have a subject tonight.
Bob.
We have a subject.
Bob
is catching on, I guess.
As well as like to say bobbing for apples.
Bob is catching on.
With no ass at all.
All right. By the end of the show, if Bob is stuck,
he's
going to be a Bob. I'm good with that.
I have no clue how to get into my own live stream.
We're so good with technology.
I'm figuring all this out.
What are we on? Season
there we go.
16?
Season 7. Okay.
7.
There we go. I could chat
there
I could chat as myself now.
Chat
and I'm cheating because I got 2 different accounts.
You're not supposed to. That's behind the scenes stuff. They're not supposed to see that.
I'm cheating, but anyway. So, and I'm all right. I did turn it. It's a good thing I turned on the AC.
Yes, it was a little warm in here.
Hopefully, we got sound. Yep. I'm loud.
Hi.
That's all that matters. You can hear me.
Yeah. I don't need a test. You can never hear me anyway.
So it is the season. Before we get in the topic of tonight, I like to change my Cockade to the season. I think my Cockade last week was black and red one I've had on there for several weeks, and I changed it to my Halloween Cockade. Ha! It's my favorite, my orange and black one. We are going to be in New Orleans next week.
Nolans.
NOLA. I keep saying NOLA. Everybody at work's like, what the hell are you talking about? NOLA. Actually, turn it down just a tad for me and you. Because I feel like I'm competing with it.
Okay.
Thank you.
One notch.
Keep him Bob out of the apple barrel.
Yeah, Bob doesn't move around much, so I think we're good.
No, he doesn't move around as
he kind of stays where he's at.
He doesn't move around as John Paul Jones, who I lost my head.
Just puff.
But he really didn't. But anyway, hey guys, AC. Who's AC? Welcome,
Shout
AC.
out. Who are you?
We
we gotta get personal around here.
Anna. Oh.
Hi,
Anna.
Hello, Miss Hello, Miss Conrad. Thanks for coming by.
AC. I should have known. I'm such a fool. But
welcome, sister.
Welcome to Pillage Overload.
It's been way too long. How about that?
But the Cockade. So I got a Cockade for New Orleans, and I'm going to make sure I have it on my hat when we go down to New Orleans because we're going to do that Pirates Quarter walk. We're going to go in kit. I'm going to hang
out with the Pirates.
I'm going to wear my hat on the plane because I don't want to get it crushed.
Yeah,
so,
I'm wearing my this is what you see me wearing right now. That's what I'm wearing down to New Orleans on the plane.
No, you're not. You're not wearing your vest.
Why not?
Because there's too many pewter buttons on it.
Oh.
You're going to go off through security.
I'll just put it in the bucket. Send it through. They'll be fine.
Getting the original pirate crew together.
It'll give me a reason to show off. They'll stop me like, excuse me, sir. You have to go back through. What is that noise you're making? It's my buttons. I got 15 of them right here.
Remember when we went to the Library of Virginia and we went in and you forgot you had your knife, everything else?
Yeah, I had my rigging knife on and
belt,
I totally forgot because, pirate, I wear it all the time and it didn't even dawn on me. And I'm going through the scanner to get into the public library in downtown Richmond and beep, 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 beep.
I went through first and I was like, you might just want to hang out there because he's going to go off.
Yeah, so I'm like, here, you might want this. Oh, wait, well, you might want my belt because that's brass. And then there's my vest has buttons on it.
Well, yeah, these are pewter, so they are metal. We don't have the French foot.
Basically, I was down to my shirt and my slops. So then I went back
I thought you sounded like you're starting to say your socks. I was like, whoa!
Well,
I don't think we got down to that far.
I mean, I did have my buckle shoes on. I think I had to take those off.
No. They let us keep our buckle shoes on when we walk through. They just scan them. Don't exaggerate. It's okay. It's a better story at that point.
Our shoes do have buckles on them. I'm not exaggerating.
But I'm going to have the New Orleans Cockade. I think I got 2 of them, so you can wear one as well when we go down there. And if somebody makes me my pirate flag, my little P8 car flag, when we go around New Orleans,
It's been 10 minutes and I've been thrown under the bus already.
I didn't say throw on a bus. I said you got to get done. It's a statement, not a bus.
Bus.
Oh. I'm sorry if that's what you feel like it is and you stole my ring again. That's the bus.
Bus. Off the ring.
Yeah, it's a good thing that ring isn't going to save your ass. So anyway, short bus. It is a short bus.
It's a short
bus. It's a short bus. But we're not talking to Damon here. We're talking to short bus. It's a swamp bus. So that's coming up next.
You're going to get payback one of these days. It's going to be rough.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
That's what she said. There's a lot of ice that has formed on my cup.
Okay. So, anyway, what else we
totally excited. We fly out Sunday. We'll be there for a week and gonna have some good times out there.
Good times. Hanging with the Pirates of the Quarter.
Hey, bitch. Lindsay's on. What's
Hi,
up?
Lindsay.
What's up, Mama Lynn? Jesse, JP Jr. on the deck. Ahoy! Hey, we got a full
JP Jr.,
house.
go back into Smoking Bacon and get everybody else over here. Come on.
I think Mama Lynn just went and made a post telling people to get their asses over
We
here.
did not do a post in Smoking Bacon tonight about us being on, but did we? Oh, we did.
I did.
So them bitches should be over here.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Pardon my French.
So, obviously, in the essence of what we like to do and bring topics, and what happened to music?
It's just low.
Oh, that's what I clicked on. I thought so. Yeah, he clicked on the link I shared. See, smart man, smart man.
Yes, bring them all.
So we're talking about October. Originally, when we were discussing different events going on for Golden Age piracy for October, this month is when they were trial had the I can't Black Sam Bellamy, my favorite pirate. The Whydah. So rest of the crew that didn't die is actually they went on trial, and I think it's.
But didn't you die?
But did you die? They almost
but you didn't
did.
Die.
Lindsay clicked it too. You guys are you
guys are awesome.
You're smart cookies.
We love you.
So
But you didn't die.
I'm gonna stab you with my sword.
We count
if you don't keep it
I'll
up.
Strangle you with my leather strap.
I'll take your head because I already lost mine.
I'll grab Bob's sword and stab you.
I'll take the cannon.
He doesn't have a sword.
I'll take John Paul Jones' cannon and blast it in your face.
Say hello to Henrietta.
All right. Anyway, what was I saying?
We got toys.
Oh, we're talking about the Whydah. So Black Sam Bellamy, the Whydah, is my favorite pirate. And October is a big one where they're going through the trials of him. Also, Steve Bonnet with his guys and trials, and we're talking about shipwrecks. So I thought, and as he likes to call me, Shipwreck.
Yes, that's her pirate name at home.
I'm obsessed.
She's a fucking klutz.
I am not.
Oh, do you not like being thrown under the bus? I'm sorry.
I hope that hurt.
Sorry, not sorry.
Shipwrecks. I like shipwrecks.
She does. She loves shipwrecks.
I'm obsessed with shipwrecks.
Which is actually why her nickname at home is Shipwreck.
I'm obsessed with them. I've been obsessed with them.
And
I have VHS tapes of shipwrecks from growing up and recording them from National Geographic.
Nobody cares.
Shut up! No, it's supposed to be the other way around.
Oh, what? Oh, you don't know? Yeah, it's fucking quiet under that bus, ain't it?
Dick. I care. I dive them. I know you care. See, I have a support system out there. Who else will care about diving on shipwrecks?
Because my eyes rolling.
Yeah, go ahead. Give yourself a migraine.
Yeah,
I don't care. Give it a hard
Give
migraine.
a headache over here.
Showing your age with the VHSs. Yeah, well, it happens.
Hey, we're old.
I let him show his age every once in a while.
You don't get any younger.
No.
That's for sure.
Goonies.
You don't even know how much I hurt just sitting in this chair.
Yeah, Goonies. You Goonies. That's probably one of our go-tos when we're crashing at night. Anyway, we digress, like we much do every night. So we digress
a lot.
Back to the shipwrecks. This one in pirate years, we're all dead. Yeah, we are.
In pirate years.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had them like dog ears, pirate ears.
200 years too late, pirate years.
Yeah.
I think that's
so if I'm
accurate.
51, how many years is that in pirate years?
Times 200 plus. Hey, you guys! Well, every 50 years,
you're a dork.
Every year you multiply by 50.
Every year
you multiply by 50.
That makes me like older than Yoda.
You're old as dirt, like dried dirt, shriveled up dirt.
Dried up dirt.
Dried up, shriveled dirt.
In David a galaxy Ruth, far, far away.
You both still look like you're in your 20s to me.
Yep. I wish. Okay.
So they say.
I'll take you at your word.
That was Christina. He doesn't have a jar of dirt. He is a jar of dirt.
Old, dried out dirt.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt.
Old, dried out dirt. And then it's you. Remember what happened right after that? I got a jar of dirt. Down the stairs.
Yeah, you don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Set the dogs off. If you watch,
I can't believe the dog's in just bark right now.
If you watch the stay episode when I was checking my bulletproof stays,
Everybody be quiet.
I alerted the dogs. Anyway,
Okay.
But yes,
You know what
also happened with that is the jar of dirt went crash and everywhere.
It spilled open
to nothing
on the deck.
It spilled its guts everywhere. So backfire.
It was your fault because you fell down the stairs.
I have a jar of dirt. Anyway, can we go back to what I really want to talk about? Shipwrecks, which are not jars of dirt.
What are the words? We digress.
We digress a lot here. So my jar of dirt is so he's been pushing on me to find a pirate wreck. Well, obviously pirate wrecks are very difficult to find historical first sources, even second sources on, because no one wants to talk about them. What you really get a lot of is the Royal Navy and even the American Navy when they started chasing them. A lot of HMSs. Found a really cool website that when you go on this day and you see all the shipwrecks, and what's really neat is when you start seeing like a cluster of shipwrecks in one time frame. And I've been seeing a lot from World War II. What did I say, like 1944 or 1941.
You get clusters because there's battles and a bunch of ships go down at the same time.
Yeah, that's spelled wrong.
You have a bunch of shipwrecks that all happen on like the same day the same week.
You have to assume it's either a massive storm or there was a massive battle. And then during this research, looking at it, I happened to come across.
Yes, we actually do research for this.
On occasion.
When we have a subject.
We came across the Scilly Naval Disaster.
It's so silly.
It's so silly. I'm not a good pirate in training. Average age of pirates was 25 after you claimed to be a pirate. If you lasted 5 years, you were lucky.
Yeah, so oldest dirt pirate.
Yeah, technically you're not a pirate.
Technically, by now I would have been, if I was actually a pirate in the 18th century, I would have been retired, living it up on a plantation like
Mr. Henry Avery. No, Henry Avery, who disappeared into the midst of everything.
Yeah,
hey.
Or I would have disappeared in England and nobody would ever find me again.
He's a ghost pirate. Which one? Avery? There's a bunch of ghost pirates. So you have it's spelled Scilly, and I keep wanting to say Sicily because it looks like it should be Sicily, but it's really the Scilly, and it's pronounced like that, the Scilly.
Scilly Islands.
So it's the Isles of Scilly, which is off of Great Britain. It's southwest, so it's like the most southern west land of Britain. And on October,
right at the entrance of the English Channel, right?
And I am pirate support. I will put live you all. Pirate support. Whydah. Thank you, David. Yes, it's that. Those silly Bretts. And she did. Yeah, like we should tell. Hey, next time you talk to Hannah, you tell her she's a silly Brett and see if she gets it.
So what I was saying is these islands are at the mouth of the English Channel, correct?
Very far to the English, for the far left of it's right where
far
the
left.
Far left, the far left.
East, west, north, south.
Far west. It's the far west of the English
to the left.
Channel. Left. Oh my God.
Which is probably how they got in this wreck in the first place.
Mr. Willis. Oh, we got enough of we're about to have a really good
we gotta refill our rum. Willis is here.
So it is to the far west of the English Channel, and where the Isles are is right where the shoals change on the levels underneath the water, and they really start I think they said those like 90 fathoms, and the difference of the depths of the shoals. Yeah,
it comes up to kind of a cliff underwater.
Sneaked in here, no, you didn't.
So they always had a big issue keeping track of the depth
for more than one reason.
So So not to mention,
read the damn charts.
Hey, Yeah, because everybody had charts back then.
Or know how to read them,
I mean-
or they were accurate.
Yeah. So the problem with the charts is you could be, if you were taking inaccurate readings, it doesn't matter if you have charts, you're still in the wrong place.
If you can't do math, you're screwed.
Well, adding and subtracting.
That's math.
Because they had,
That's
well,
math. If you can't do math, you're screwed.
if they had an admiral on board, I'm sure he was educated enough to be able to add and subtract.
Yeah, like Cloudesley Shovell.
And the captain, hey,
Shovel
if
Cloudesley.
look, they're Royal Navy ships.
Quiet,
if they
David.
didn't have a navigator that could add and subtract, they had a problem.
Apparently, this whole armada had a problem.
Yes, they did. Their chronometers were inaccurate.
Well, not just that, is I think they were saying also that the records in general were about 15 miles off from where the shoals were and all that.
Yes. So these were the ships.
All right, her engineer. Stop stealing my damn line, bitch.
The main ship in this armada was the HMS Association,
Which was the flagship that carried the Admiral Cloudesley Shovell.
Cloudesley.
Cloudesley. Isn't that
Cloudesley Shovell.
Isn't that
Admiral
so-
Cloudesley Shovell.
Isn't that so silly?
Then he crashed on the Scilly
That
Islands. He crashed on those Scilly Islands. Cloudesley Shovell crashed on
Cloudesley
those
Shovell.
Scilly Islands.
That pudgy bastard.
Yeah.
Go Google his picture. He's a pudgy bastard. He's a pudgy Brett.
So on October 22nd in 1707,
there was
Admiral
was
Cloudesley Shovell.
he was coming back from the Battle of Toulon. I don't remember the exact battle, but he had 21 ships. They were
Toulon.
trying to come back to England, and they hit a strong gale, strong storm. So they couldn't see shit. Apparently, they couldn't really get good dead reckoning. Apparently, as it's called. I just like that. It sounds so much more deadlier than what it is.
And I'm sure the dead means dead on.
Lordy, the names back then. I mean,
yeah, Lordy.
Like dead reckoning.
It's part of the fun of why we actually chose this shipwreck, because of the names, because it's so much fun.
Or just back then, just names like Beard Splinter.
Yeah. Well, it's the English. They weren't very imaginative at naming shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, right. He says that in a storm, a tall ship without a lot of horsepower, diesel engine, stay away from the rocks. If it was only that easy.
So, being that they were
Rock
in this storm,
smash.
I'm sure they had
Hulk smash.
being in this storm. I'm sure they had issues calculating their quackulating.
Quackulating.
Quack. That's an English term, by the way. Quackulating.
Quackulating.
Look it up.
What are they quackulating?
They were quackulating
Their latitude and longitude to figure out their
their
direct,
position.
which is dead reckoning. Why does it sound so ominous though when you say
Quackulating their distance and their direction and all that shit
dead
is
reckoning?
kind of hard to do when you're in the middle of the storm. So,
Ballast has issues. Ballast is speaking in cursive.
yes.
What a quacker. I don't know what you're talking about, Willis.
So they were having issues calculating their position in a storm.
He's made that statement
Coming
very
in
calculating
to these islands and being off by however many miles.
They're really
was it
more
15 miles, I think they said they were off?
They were saying roughly 15 miles, but it was literally
Nobody knows for sure. But they were off by a lot.
The record said that if by this latitude the ships came above it, they'd be okay. By the trajectory they took, those bitches went right to that line. Not below it.
Because if
not above it. Right
so what
at
you're
that
saying
line.
is if they had gone they were going to the north of the islands was a bad idea.
If they went they were supposed to go north. They were supposed to go more north.
So it's opposite. So
yeah.
going to the south of the islands was a bad idea. Going to the north, you were safe. The problem is they did their calculations wrong and went to the wrong side of the islands, which is how they ended up
Yeah, they were
wrecking
on.
all the ships
They were technically
because
it wasn't so much the wrong side of the islands; it was the wrong side of the shoal because it was all on the west side of the islands. But yeah, it was just like
the particular shoal
right
that
there,
they were heading
there. Well, let's just pull in somewhere in ass directions.
for. Yeah, yeah.
Try using a chip log on a tossing ship.
It's, you know,
What's the difference between
22
a
ships. I'm sure they're
calculator
just pull in the middle of the storm and be like, "Hey, what's up, yo? Hey, you guys know the way around English Channel?
What's the difference?
Can you tell us?"
What's the difference between a calculator and a quackulator?
A duck owns one.
The sound. So 21 ships basically hit the sweet spot without intending to hit the sweet spot.
They hit the sweet spot, all right.
And out of the 21 ships, 6 of them hit the shoals. 5 of them sank. One of them that did hit the shoals was able to bail out and get to safety and not sink. And out of the 5 that did sink, one of them was raised and brought back. It was raised, was able to be salvaged. 4 of them was a complete loss.
And unfortunately, with those 4 ships, they are estimating that about 2,000 sailors
died,
went down.
They're talking
according to people on the island, the bodies were washing ashore for weeks.
And you're talking about 800. You're saying that's 2,000 men across 4 ships. That's about 900 plus men on each ship. So they're talking about anywhere less than a dozen men on each ship that survived.
Yeah, and
so that was pretty amazing.
The admiral himself, Cloudesley Shovell,
washed ashore.
And there's actually a monument
where he washed ashore.
He washed ashore.
And there's a
whole legend.
There's legends and myths about this.
The fun part of that is they put a monument there, and then they actually
that's where he was
buried his dumbass in.
So he was buried there. They put the monument, and then the Queen's like, "Oh no! He's a national treasure. He needs to come back to England." And then they uprooted him and
was the castle. Oh my God! What was the castle? The big castle that the Queen lives in. You know, that castle. He apparently has a whole grave in the castle, and it's you gotta Google it.
Oh my God! It's the
yeah.
Anberry. There's a fucking show about it.
Westminster Abbey.
Thank you, Westminster Abbey.
He has a whole thing, plaque, statue, the whole 9 yards in Westminster Abbey.
I need to
and you got to look it up and go find the picture of it because it's freaking hilarious.
So what's funny is that they did a really good feature of his face.
Yeah, the statue, his face looks perfect.
His face,
but the body of the statue.
If you go and look at the painting of this man, and oh, that's a great picture. All right, hold on.
You gotta show her.
Look at that.
This is so good. You gotta see this.
Okay, so
because it's freaking hilarious.
So hold on, I need to show the face of the man.
Yeah, first show the portrait.
Okay, so that is the portrait of Cloudesley Shovell. Okay, that's what the man looks like. Great. All right, we got that, right? You guys got that.
Yeah. Pay attention now, because this is awesome.
This is his marble statue at the Westminster Abbey. Pay attention, people. Yeah. Please pay attention.
Oh, that's so good.
You see that? Hopefully it's still a little bit, and it's not so blurry. And if you really, really need to see this, please go look it up because you can Google it and
the
find
gods
it.
of Greece would be proud.
Oh, yes. It's like a Rome god in the Westminster Abbey. So
a Roman god.
Look. Looks like Willis. Looks like Ballast.
I do have the curly hair.
Yeah. I mean,
But this is not a wig.
I just like. I feel like you go draw me like one of your French girls.
Yeah.
It's
So sexy.
it's quacktastically bad.
He was one sexy admiral, that guy.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you.
So
And that's in the Westminster Abbey. That's in like where the Queen lives. Like she gotta walk by that shit every day.
that is somebody who
And see that.
he could not do dead reckoning right
who
and
does
crush
that?
his shit. What the
I
hell?
I wanna know who the guy is that carved that statue. Like, oh, so you want a statue of the Admiral, do you?
Right? What do we not anymore?
I got something for you guys.
You don't eat curlies anymore. And then you read about the inscription that's above him on this, and it's
Yeah,
like putting this
like-
man.
Like he was the god of the sea or something.
He's human. That's the thing. The man humor is
And-
never ending with the
And
Brits.
mind you, now this idiot drove 22 ships in the wrong direction.
Is there another
And
Sir Cloudesley? Okay.
2,000 people died, and that's the statue he gets at Westminster Abbey. For
Oh,
that.
apparently there's some other rant. I gotta look this up at another time. That's another statue at Westminster Abbey. Oh,
Yeah, we ain't got time for that.
Robert,
So-
Captain Lord Robert Manners.
What?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
43 years of experience he had.
Anyway,
It's because he didn't ask for directions.
for real.
Just like a man. So
Anyway, yeah.
so
Now,
they
speaking
lost-
of directions,
they lost. What are we talking about?
what all this led to,
What are
we were
leading
talking
to?
about Dead Reckoning and the Chronometer. So England at the time was getting a little pissed off that all these ships were wrecking, basically because they didn't have accurate chronometers.
Because they suck at doing math.
Well, yeah, and it's hard to get a clock on a ship to be accurate. Back then, they didn't have clocks like we have now, where they're digital or that they're put together mechanically as well as they are.
Stop using the big fancy words like mayonnaise ballast.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
You got to do with an accent. Mayonnaise.
Hourglass.
So yeah, no.
Dumb it down for me.
Okay, yeah. So now our hourglass is so accurate.
There were two different people making comments, just FYI.
Even the chronometers they had were not accurate enough.
Well, that's what the word. What she doesn't know what a chronometer is. That's
Okay,
what,
a chronometer
you got to back it up and get it down to the level of.
It's basically a clock, but it's set to Greenwich Mean Time. So if your longitude is this way, so the prime meridian runs right through the middle of England in a village called Greenwich. And if you've ever heard of GMT, which is Greenwich Mean Time, that is the zero time. So all ships are set to Greenwich Mean Time, so they can accurately track where they're at in their position on the globe.
And force daylight saving times on us so we lose a freaking hour of sleep in the spring.
It helps them track their longitudinal position on the globe. Okay, so you have to have one place or one meridian that is zero. So all the clocks can be based on that. But if you don't have a clock that's accurate, and this is how accurate you have to be. If you're off by 4 seconds, that equals a mile. So imagine if you're off by 10 seconds, you're off by 2.5 miles almost. So you want
To quote when
you want a chronometer that is accurate. But the problem is they couldn't make clocks that the way they made clocks back then, they weren't good for putting on a ship because a ship rolls and it's, you
So
know,
you
got gravity.
Let's use Zulu time.
Well, yeah, well, it's easier to use Zulu. That's basically the same thing. Zulu time and Greenwich Mean Time are kind of the same. It's what the military uses.
Damon uses doo-doo time.
Yeah. All right. Let me finish because you're getting me off track.
I've been waiting and interjecting,
So-
especially.
So
It is
the
same.
problem is a ship rolls and it pitches and yaws and gravity and all this good stuff.
Yay-haw!
All this good stuff. All right, Dolly Parton. And that is not good for back then the way they made clocks. They didn't stay accurate. So they're trying to do all these calculations with an inaccurate clock. So England got pissed off, and this wreck happened to be their breaking point. Basically, this was a straw that broke the camel's back. So not too long after this, they came up with the Longitude Act of 1714, which established a board of longitudinal, basically a reward.
It's
for-
board to establish the for defining longitude.
They established a board, and they came up with a reward, and this
solve
board
the
basically
problems.
said, okay, go and make me a chronometer that's
Go
accurate.
forth
Go-
and save my ass. That's
Go
the sentence I
forth
said.
and make me a chronometer that's accurate that we can take on a ship that will be accurate. And they came up with an amount. I don't know. We don't have the amount written down anywhere, but it was a good amount of money. I mean, it ended up being like
I think it was like 10,000 pounds and 20,000 pounds was the
Which-
two different.
I saw a conversion which comes out to like between $2 and $4 million.
Changes in latitude, changes in attitude. Did Jay read
All right,
this?
Jimmy Buffett.
Did Jay read this today? I said no, slap nuts.
Read what?
The stats and all the history we're talking about today. Did you read that today? No.
I have my
he read
ways.
it yesterday.
I have my ways.
But
so-
you gonna talk about John Harrison?
Yeah, why don't you?
The
You go ahead and
savior.
talk about John Harrison because he's the man. He came up with. They went through iterations of chronometers and testing, and this gentleman finally came up with a solution.
John Harrison went through 5 versions, and 2 of them were actually used on sea, but he only called them like H1, H2, H3, H4.
Again, British naming things.
British naming things.
Yeah,
You want to talk about British naming things?
they're good for that.
I'll digress on that after this. So,
Like Larry.
but in 1762, he was finally recognized and awarded for the success of his inventions. And I mean, he had a fight, and it wasn't finally until Parliament intervened that he was able to get his awards. And that's what it was. It was 10,000 pounds if you were within a degree of where you were supposed to be with your tool, and a half a degree.
Your tool. You're what a tool.
You are a tool. Shut up. And it was 20,000 pounds within a half degree. That's what it was. It was that tight.
So that's big money. Really, back then, that 20,000 pounds, you could retire on that.
This is too much information. My brain is going to explode. Drink more rum.
I know.
Drink more rum.
I mean,
hashtag drink more rum. There you go.
We were.
Solve your problem.
Our brains were exploding
That's
trying to figure all this out.
That's not hard. Just sip rum and nod. Or smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod. So,
Or wave. You get that wrong every time.
No, I know. I do it on purpose. It's how I do it. Yes. Hashtag drink more rum. Drink it up. Drink it up. Drink it up. Yeah.
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 So it was, of course, the little people who brings an invention and the government wants to. Yeah. So they had to fight for it. I don't know if he got
So that's why Damon's Navigator.
You deal with that with him later.
I don't apologize.
No, you don't. Why is the rum gone? Because we're about to get a trailer. That's why.
What?
Huh?
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 Drink
Drink some more rum and shut up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got
John Harrison.
So obviously
he
was
got the man.
He obviously got between 10,000 pounds and 20,000 pounds because somewhere in there he was right. But he had to fight the government for it. And from 1707 to 1762 is...
And from then on, nobody ever wrecked a ship ever again.
55 years from the day of the ship. So they claim that the Scilly Naval Disaster, because it was quite silly. They were very silly.
So silly.
Did they still use the ship's bells as a backup to the chronometer? I don't know. Not George Harrison. John. John.
They got backups for the backups. First off, I imagine they use GPS.
Nowadays.
Firstly.
It's called radio.
Then they would...
Mayday!
Then they would probably go to the charts. Then they would probably go to the bell. And then they would crash and die.
Oh,
right here.
I
got
was
it.
going to say, what? We don't, I'm used to...
That bell?
I'm used to the other bell. Days of sail.
Hey, we got 2 bells.
Days of yore.
I give a little history on this bell, too. But
it's
it's not from the Golden Age piracy,
I'm going to go to
unfortunately.
the bottle. Well, we don't have the bottle anymore. I'm going to put a message in the bottle and throw it over the ship deck. How do they avoid stunts like the canal in recent history? That's not, you talking about...
Don't be drunk while you're driving a ship.
I was going to say, we're talking about the cruise liner that ran aground at in Italy. That dumbass.
Yeah.
You can't fix stupid. So, out of the 4 ships went down. You had HMS Association, you had Romney, you had Firebrand, and you had Eagle. Suez Canal. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Well, like I said, you can't fix stupid. And you can't fix a company that does it twice.
All it does is taking a wrong turn in Suez Canal. You realize that canal is
and they did
not
twice.
even as wide as that ship was long.
That company, which is Evergreen, they screwed that up twice. They did Suez Canal, and I think it was Suez Canal again. Or no. It was another canal.
They're idiots.
They're idiots. They screwed up twice. Majorly screwed up twice.
But
winds were a big problem.
At least the English were trying.
That's what they say. Winds were a big problem. That's the likely excuse.
Yes, it is true. I mean, yes, we'll give them that. You got to remember
that is
these ships
royal screw up for the winds to be involved with that one.
But
I think.
Here's the thing, though. Those ships are like over 1,000 feet long. You know, it's like you put that much flatness in the wind, it's gonna blow it sideways.
That bad.
I'm with you. They're a bunch of idiots, but still, they're hey.
Damon is a little problem. But anyway, back to my story. So out of the 4 ships,
we digress. Again,
the association was found in 1967, and Firebrand was found in 1982. And then they have found some of the cannons from the Eagle, and it's considered a natural preserve. So you're not allowed to go and treasure hunt on it anymore. It's protected.
It falls under the maritime. They actually made laws in like the early 70s that don't allow you to.
Yeah, it was shortly
pillage.
It was after the association that they created
Shipwrecks.
them. Damon says Todd belongs in an apple barrel. So you can actually go down to the Scilly Isles.
Yes.
And go.
And I was telling Damon this. He should put it on his bucket list
for
wrecks to dive.
You can go swim the wreck. I don't know if you see much of the ship, but there is a shit ton of cannons down there, and it was.
And
cool.
they're big.
They were.
Large
we were watching
cannons,
one of the videos.
like
the guy was
6,
like
8 foot long cannons
and doing this and be like,
like bigger than 12. They had to be like 20-pound cannons.
They were
huge.
I would
they were at least 8 feet long.
I would say they were at least 8 feet from the guy that was doing it.
Well, we saw that 12-pounder up in Kenosha. That thing was massive, but it wasn't.
That wasn't a 12-pounder. Was that a 12-pounder?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
I would say that was probably about 8 footer too.
But they were a little bit longer than that. He was stretching out.
No, I would say it's between a 6. What if we're judging here between 6 and 8 footer? But the HMS Association had 90 cannons on it.
Yeah,
they were not.
So I'm sure
ships.
they weren't all that big, but still, there were some quite large cannons on those ships.
Eagle and Romney, I think, all had 60 plus cannons. I don't know what fire. All of them had like 60 plus cannons on them. So they were not small ships, especially when you talk about Blackbeard's Queen Anne's Revenge. He had what?
40,
40,
and
that was heavy for the ship. That ship was built for 20, I think mid 20s, maybe 30 cannons, and they just load them up. Obviously, pirate ship.
Yeah, he refigured it for his purposes.
Damon is so short, he has to get a soapbox just to look through the bunghole and the apple barrel to get his mouth at that level.
Guessing that's Willis.
Yes. Most of the ships rot away in the ocean. Only metal survives.
Willis, you haven't passed out yet?
Oh my God. I got to run. The damn dog ran into the screen door. Good show tonight.
Who's that?
Apparently Bella ran through the screen door tonight.
Oh, that's nice.
That's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I did not do it. It's bad enough when I go over their house and I say hi to this dog and she fucking pisses on the floor when I come say hi. It's like, I'm sorry.
Was there fireworks going off? What's going on there? Who got the dog excited?
So it's one of those, and the talk about the Isles of Scilly. There is a massive amount of shipwrecks out there. You're talking about from like the 1500s all the way from most recent 1999. You're talking like 65 wrecks.
Yeah.
Just
which is
in the area. And most of them, I told you, were
after
storm. They were storm. No.
Yeah.
This
was after the chronometer thing.
This is before and after. Yeah. This is early 1500s.
This is why the English were so pissed off.
It's not just the English that crash ships, though. That's what I'm just talking. Generally. From the 1500s to 1999, there was probably about 60-some ships that crashed around the isles. So, I'm only here so I can hear.
What does that tell you? That tells you don't sail a ship around the Scilly Islands.
I'm only here so I can hear lashing. I'll give you two guesses.
I don't need two guesses.
Check out the cannons on the Vasa.
I'm only here so I can hear lashing too.
It sank on his maiden voyage from the cannon wave. Yeah, Vasa literally went here.
Yeah,
and yeah,
Vasa was afloat for about 15 minutes.
Vasa is probably one of the best at.
That's bucket list.
I want to go there. My girlfriend who lives in Charlottesville, who owns Kim Delia Rockware.
Killer Delia.
Anyway,
Killer Delia.
She'll kill me right now for not saying her name, the name of the company. Anyway, she's awesome. She does all this, but her boyfriend's Swedish, so she gets to go over there. And
yes,
I need to find out if she's more into the Viking stuff, but I gotta figure out if she's going there.
Dig it.
How many
that's on the bucket list right there.
How many wrecks are in the graveyard of the Atlantic off North Carolina? It would be silly to do so. So, speaking of North Carolina wrecks,
nobody knows.
I went and found a really cool interactive map. And it's a Google map. Somebody actually did a decent Google map of all the wrecks. My problem is when I was looking, my problem is that when they were.
Get a bell. Give me it.
Too damn many. So the problem is that when you start looking at that, they focus more on the wrecks after the Golden Age piracy, even in the 19th century. It's focused more on World War I and II. But it was really, even that alone, you're looking at 60, 70 wrecks before you're even getting into the 19th and 18th century. So that is what fascinates me, and I'm trying to dig more into over all these wrecks that are up and down the East Coast. But really, what's really hard to distinguish when you start looking at them is just really all the wrecks up and down the coast from the war.
Yeah.
That we did not know that there was so many of the enemy ships during World War II, or was it one? It was two. 40s. Yeah, it was two. World War II, we had that many enemy U-boats and all that, and because our shores were not going black, they could see all the major ships on the shoreline, and they were just easy picking. So a lot of what's on the shipwrecks on the shore a lot of them are from the wars.
Yeah, you
Like
don't.
Willis says, there's just too damn many. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
there's so many. You can't. And
And
not to mention,
they're
it's
layered.
like we said back in the beginning of the show too.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking for pirate shipwrecks, you're not going to find them because they weren't documented. We've talked about this many times on the show that documentation on that kind of thing is really hard to find. Mainly, you get it from the trials that happened in Boston or in the Carolinas or in the Caribbean. You're not just going to find a pirate shipwreck unless it's something big like Blackbeard or the Whydah. But how many times are you going to talk about those two shipwrecks?
Whydah is just because
We've talked about them multiple times.
I don't think we've explored too much in the Whydah when we were doing that one episode. We just kind of hit on the most common ones, and we've been digging into them.
We dealt with the biggest ones.
I think
we haven't focused on it.
No, I think we have a tendency to start focusing on the unknowns, like the Scilly Naval Disaster. I'm just gonna keep saying that.
This one's cool because it basically changed.
So silly.
It will change the way ships navigated, so it was kind of a big deal.
Ka-dunk.
It just happened to be the last straw for the English, and
it took 7 years after that for them to come up with that whole word, the Longitude Act, for them to actually do something about it.
Yeah, and it took them another how many to actually come up with the chronometer. It was a bunch. They didn't what would we say 67 before they finally came up with it. What happened?
Nothing. I was like, what is going on over here? I didn't realize that. Just slow down.
Oh.
Whydah is a death ship of the boy pirate.
What?
I like that boy pirate. Damon is the boy pirate. They're talking about the Whydah.
Oh.
Hey.
Yes.
I like Sam Bellamy. You like Thomas too. I like Sam Bellamy. And Thomas too is a so flamboyant little. Anyway.
Little man.
He was a flamboyant,
little man.
Short man who wanted to make.
He died a great pirate death, though. We'll give him that.
John King. What?
John King.
John King.
Nobody cares.
No one cares. We're digressing.
We're talking about Sam Bellamy.
Yes, Sam Bellamy. So
maybe we will have to do a show focusing on the Whydah and that whole story, because Sam Bellamy's story is actually pretty interesting.
He is my favorite pirate, and he is the most John King, the boy pirate. Oh, John King, the boy. Yeah, sorry.
Yo, the guy, the one that survived. No,
he didn't survive. He was the boy who, when Bellamy and his crew went and captured a ship, he told his mom he wanted to be a pirate, and she's like, "No, don't take him, my boy." And he's like, "Mother, I'm gonna." Yeah, he didn't survive.
Oh, he didn't.
No.
I thought he was one of the survivors. Nope. Okay.
All the ones that survived were captured, and all but 2 were hung.
Okay, well, she's running that show, so.
I like Sam Bellamy. That's my favorite pirate. Hung like a little boy. Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one.
Yeah,
not touching that one.
William Dampier. Yes, we talked about William Dampier last season, about who actually was episode, I don't know if it was 1 or 2, with John Paul Jones. Because Dampier was really a pirate.
Yeah, one of those guys
by the definitions, he was a pirate.
We had a show.
It was last season.
Where people you wouldn't think were pirates.
Yeah,
were pirates.
It was episode 1 or I think it was episode 2.
Yes,
from last season.
And John Paul Jones was one of them. That mofo right there was a pirate, man.
I know.
That. I'm saying it again.
Are you repeating me?
Talk to the bell.
Todd's self-description: hung like a wee boy pirate.
A wee man. He was a
wee man.
I didn't
know he was a scarce looking for a blue
That's
ribbon.
why they call it a wee wee.
I didn't know he was looking for a blue
It
ribbon.
was a wee.
Wee, all the way home. Just let her know. I have all his books and science notes. Ooh, I might have to steal those and scan them. Deb. I have a lot of resources. Williams. Yeah, I got a lot of William Dampier stuff too. I'd be interested to see what you have from what I got. I actually totally different pirate. Antoine de Blanco from the Bahamas, like 1725. There was a disposition written against him by Tom Petty. That's the only reason why I caught my eye. Check Amazon. I got a bunch of stuff.
Thomas Petty.
Tom Petty. He did a affidavit on this whole thing with running into an Antoine Blanco. Antoine Blanc.
Was he friends with Cloudesley Shovell?
I don't know. One's a Spaniard, one's English. Probably not. But I found the actual affidavit paper and reading it, and I sat there with my document up, and I rewrote it in what the hell were these guys learning for English? Vessel, vehicle.
It's been changed around.
It looks like she sail.
Well, that's how they originally wrote it. We as Americans.
Oh no, I don't think we as Americans changed vessel. Wessel. I like the term that's used quite frequently is deputant. So, but anyway, yeah, I any resource I find, I have a thumb drive. Little thumb drive. It's got
thumb drive.
It's my thumb, not your thumb.
My thumb's bigger.
Yes, I know, but it's the size of mine. I'm gonna ring your bell. Anyway,
this is my bell. You can't have my bell.
Do it again. I'm gonna knock you with it. Remember all those like shows we've been watching, Grave Stories and all that?
This won't be a secret, though.
I'm not.
It's called Grave Secrets.
It's like taking it to the grave. I'm taking
not so
my
much
notes.
a secret when you do it while we're live streaming.
I'm not gonna do it while we're live streaming, but they're not gonna know. They'll never know. Anyway, so any opportunity I get, I save resources when I'm doing any of this research. I found some really cool thing when we talk about Scilly Naval Disasters books.
We did. We thought it was a cool shipwreck to talk
John
about.
Lafitte. Yeah, we're going to talk about him.
Who?
John Lafitte from New Orleans.
Are we? Because he's way outside of the Golden Age.
It doesn't matter. We're going to New Orleans. We're going to talk about John Lafitte in one of our episodes. Fucking
French.
So next week, we will not be live because we're going to be traveling. We'll be down in New Orleans. We'll have some video. We keep saying that every time we're never going to be live. We're going to record video, and we never do it. Potentially, we will record this video because I would
never
love
say
to.
Never.
Because I want to advertise and just give props to Pirates of the Quarter down in New Orleans. We've been following them on our Instagram. I am super excited. Ballast and I are going to do the day walk through the city, and then that Friday night we're going to do the pub crawl. I'm going to sign us up for the pub crawl so we can do both of it, and then we're going to be flying home on Saturday. So from Sunday to Saturday, we will not be around. The following week is the week before Halloween. We're going to talk about superstitions.
Halloween show.
No smoke machine allowed in the house this year. And if it is, guess who's controlling it? We are not setting the damn alarm off again. And if you don't want to know what I mean, go look on our YouTube channel and look for Halloween.
That was fucking
excitement from Dumbass.
Some funny shit.
Ding ding, 3 bells in the first watch. Dry ice. Yeah, you would think that the fog machine wouldn't set off the smoke detectors in our house.
Oh,
I'm telling you, go look at the short from when this dumbass set up the detectors.
It was so much fun.
It wasn't fun.
And funny.
It wasn't fun.
Yes.
So
on that note,
So we're off next week. We'll be back. We're going to talk about superstitions. Deb, if you have any good ones, let me know. I'd be interested to research them and talk about them and share them on here.
We take any information we can find.
And if we have a chance, if we don't talk about it when we get back, maybe the following week, we're going to talk about Jean Lafayette.
And
Jean Lafayette.
let me say one thing.
You are turning it off, not me.
One thing real quick before we go. Find your friends. Have them subscribe
our channel. To our channel. Just love us
so they can come see our live stream and interact with us. And you know how that goes. Hit the subscribe button, get notifications, follow us, do all that shit.
Hit that like, click the thumbs up, hit the bell so you know when we're coming on live. Oh, you don't have your mug. I guess we're going to do this by myself. So until next time, folks, we'll see you. Guess what? Hashtag drink more rum. Night.
Darn.